I think any time that you go through and start moving some guys into different roles to start the season, whether it be a look squad, you worry about that a little bit just on this. Everybody's got a role, and it's really important for us to go be our best. So there's still a lot of moving parts on who's going to play and who's not going to play up to this point. But it made some movements over the weekend on where we're going to approach the first week, and the first 11 and second 11 are starting to take shape. Now I think it's really important that we're getting the game plan in, that we spend a lot of time with guys being able to work together and communicate together, and it's a good practice today.
Can you talk about the injury to Christian?
Yeah, really unfortunate. Had a lot of ideas and thoughts on what kind of player he was going to be early on for us, and it doesn't change for me on what we think he's going to do. So he'll have the procedure, and I don't know if we've set that date yet, but he'll recover. He's going to be a fast healer. Doc Smith will do an unbelievable job with the procedure. Rex will do a great job with the rehab plan, and then Christian, I know he's going to go attack and try to get back as fast as he can. So I hate it, and the way that it happened a little bit, in on a tackle, and it didn't look like much, but obviously it was. So we've got a number of guys who are going to have to step up to fill that role in all aspects, from kicking game to how we're playing in the second.
Season-long thing then? Season-long thing?
No, I don't know. We've got to make a determination. Charles Harris had something similar and made it back where he did it in the offseason, and the look at his timetable, he made it back where he still would have played if at the same time, So, and then other guys have taken longer. So each case will be a little bit different. We're going to approach it that we think we're going to get him back, but also we've got to err on the side of can you get back and be productive, or you get back and play meaningful snaps.
Coach, are there captains yet?
How much more pressure does this put on the young guys that some freshmen who haven't played at all to step up now?
Well, there's a lot of pressure on a lot of guys, including the coaching staff, to get those guys ready to go play. And it's one position. So my challenge to the defense today, and after we knew that happened, that we all got to get better, and that can happen. Could have happened the first day of practice, could have happened the first play of our first game. Then that's why it's so important to get a lot of guys ready to go play. And looking at the way that I was last year, I don't think I did that well enough on getting the twos and threes, maybe enough reps to be game ready. And I think we've done a really good job as a staff getting a bunch of guys ready to play.
Coach, have you announced the captains yet?
It was did at a team vote today, and it was awesome for me to see the number of guys that got votes. I think the leadership is spread throughout the team, and we designated 4 guys as a team, and Jordan Harold was a vote getter, so he's to be a captain going into this year. Drew Locke, Paul Adams, and then Eric Bison. So proud of those guys. We've got great senior leadership, and that doesn't change anything for those guys, but we also have leadership among our team with young guys. We're in a pretty good spot.
Are you still going to pick a captain every week?
Yeah, I think I talked to the team just a little bit out there about how we'll designate. It's still going to challenge guys to continue to be leaders, and I think we've done a really good job from January until today on having a lot of ownership within our team, and that can't stop. It's got to get stronger now. So we'll continue to meet. I'll meet with the seniors every week, and then we'll have a number of guys that step into another role. And a lot of times, last year Drew was a captain some weeks, but he didn't ever go out for the coin flip because he's warming up, so he didn't, but that's all that stuff for show. That's not what being a captain's about. So we'll have a couple of the guys that we nominate as a staff or the team votes, and gets a couple of guys involved when we need to.
You mentioned Stribling quite a few times during camp. Can he and Gerard Alton help you?
Yeah, they're both, and Gerard again today, and I think I said it the other day, probably has been as productive and as good as I've seen Gerard play since he's been here. I think he understands a bit, has grown up some, and then finally has had a great camp, and he carried it on into the last couple of days. Both of those guys got to help us. Yep.
How much more pressure, or is there any more pressure on Logan now that he kind of been battling maybe with Holmes for that spot, but it's kind of his now?
Well, I think it's not going to be his. We're going to have to do it by committee, but he also knows that there's one less body there that he's going to, we're going to lean on him at times, and he's got to help the other guys too, get them ready to go play.
Coach, how's Marcel Frazier doing? Is he
Doing
okay?
fine. If we played, if it was whatever next Tuesday, he would have practiced today. But it's a bonus day for us. Him getting 2 or 3 more practices, I don't know if that's going to really improve how Marcel plays. So we'll be. It's just a thigh bruise. He's going to be in good shape.
Can you talk about people who stood out at the scrimmage this morning?
Injury scrimmage. Clips got me all messed up.
You didn't look at it, did you?
Yeah, I watched it out here with my team. It was awesome. It was unbelievable. Yeah,
You can stare right at it.
Yeah, defensively, up front, I thought Rashad Brandon did a good job, getting back in the mix, and Palmore keeps making plays. Hutsey was good up front. Beckner was good up front. Really like those 4, along with Logan inside for us. Garrett and Beisel both played really well in the middle there, and Ulmer on the back end showed a lot of promise and flashes. And then offensively, Drew's snaps were limited, but Jamon had a big day, and Roundtree continues to make a lot of plays every time he touches the ball.
Did anything get clear at safety after Saturday?
I think we're going to lean on 4 guys to go play, and those guys, there's some separation between the top 2 and the next 2. But the different ways that we're playing, all the different packages and sub-packages we have defensively, there's going to be a lot of guys playing on the back end. Corner, safety, nickel, dime, all the different things we're doing.
Same 4 as last year, or is Ulmer in that
We played last 4th.
Sherrills, Thomas Wilson,
Yeah,
Cam
both those
Hilton, and
guys.
Ronell Perkins.
And Perks. He's he had a good night the other night too. That's coming off the hamstring, and then those 4 plus Ulmer right now, and another guy Bledsoe. He's gonna be hard to keep off the field.
You mentioned 4 freshmen who you're pretty confident would play last week. Are you closer? Have you made any more decisions in that class?
I think if you look, I think Bledsoe is going to have a chance. Maybe not week 1. We're close. Maybe get into next week for him. Roundtree for sure. Ulmer for sure. Sparks is going to play. Brooks will play. And I think Aubrey Miller's had a chance to help some special teams. I look at that, you worry a little bit about if he's just a special teams guy, but I also remember Sean Weatherspoon when we activated him on, as a freshman, how many snaps he played at special teams, and that he was so much better and ready his sophomore year, I think because of some of that experience. So everybody's a little bit different, but I think there's a number of guys that can help us. If you're on every kicking, you're getting 20 to 25 snaps, maybe more a game. That's pretty significant.
You had mentioned Logan Christopherson might have a special teams legs. The ankle injury changed the thinking there?
Yeah, it will. And I think, had he continued to be healthy, I think he would have helped us out in a lot of different areas. But he'll be out for some time, and not sure on. That's another one that don't know really when we can get him back. I know they're going to push. They took the brace off today and started range of motion stuff. So let's kind of see what it goes.
So he doesn't need surgery for this?
He had surgery.
Oh, did he have surgery?
Do you think the defense could be better than it was last year?
I think we can allow less points. I think we can be better in run defense, pass defense, forcing turnovers, tackling, playing 11 guys together, playing, knowing where you have help, where you don't, the understanding of the scheme, and then probably playing more guys, because I think they've got an understanding that their role on what it's going to take. I think we've become better inside up front, which clears a lot of things up elsewhere. And but also, I can do a better job coaching too. And so I'm excited about that group. I think that they've made a lot of positive steps. I know they're anxious to get the first one here to kind of see where we're at against them and what fun.
Barry, have you seen enough from Tucker McCann in camp to have a good sense of what he's going to do this year? Or do you need to see it during a game?
I want to see it during a game, and he's had a hell of a camp. And the other night he wasn't expecting it. I think he was over on the sideline eating popcorn, and we pulled him out, and he under a lot of pressure and drilled it was about as close to 50 as you can get, and that was nice to see. Today we did kickoffs. He kicked every one of them out of the end zone, which was awesome. And I'm good with all the long stuff. That's great. Let's make an extra point, and make every one of them, and then move back from there. And he's taking a lot of steps in the right direction.